Oh yes, the cinematic intro is back. You guys really wanted it last time. I popped it in this time. Hope you enjoyed it. Now it's time to make a raised camp bed. Time for some lunch. Oh, it's hot. Oh. Cooking crane is working well. If you want to see me make the cooking crane that, you know, was just in the film, that's in the previous camp update video, and it shows you basically how I made it. It's really, really simple, and actually it's a really effective little cooking crane. Okay, first thing I've done is on this support pole here, I've actually put a stake in there. I didn't need to put a stake in this side because part of my wall was already there. So I plopped a stake in there. They're all about 1.5 foot, the stakes. And then there's another 2 stakes over there, which obviously is pinching this log, so it's going to go absolutely nowhere. It's very rigid. I've done the same up at this end. Just here, somewhere behind there, you'll see it. There's the stake. So obviously I didn't need to use the stake that side. I've got the support. That's not going anywhere. And I've done the same over that side. You can just see there's 2 stakes there. That's just keeping this main support frame in place. The other thing I've done, which you might not know until you actually build your raised bed, but actually because of the way I'm using obviously pine here, pine's a very flexible wood really, this part in the middle will sag when you're on it, when there is the weight of the logs on it and you are on it, it will sag, okay? And obviously then your back is closer to the ground, you're that much more likely to then get colder. So what I've done is I've actually just rammed a couple of basically just small sticks underneath there and a slightly larger log underneath there, just so that when I put downward pressure on here, it's not going to sag. And the same goes for here. It's going to be really, really rigid. Now obviously some of you might prefer it to be more flexible for your back if you want a more comfortable sleep. But you're also, you know, I'd rather a much more stable structure. This is a long-term shelter after all, so I'd rather it last. So I've just popped those underneath there. That way any downward pressure on there is not going to make these sag or bow in the middle. So what I've got now is I've got a load of support structures up there. I've just had my lunch, as you can see. Cooking crane is doing really well. I'm really chuffed with that. And the fire pit's doing really well as well. And so all I've got all my... basically that is my bed, the sticks there. I'm going to lay them down all along here and then the raised bed is complete. As you can see, the bed is raised, and the idea of having a raised bed basically is to keep your body warm, because you actually lose almost twice the amount of body heat through the ground. The ground saps your body heat much quicker than the air can. So it's always important that if you're doing long term, you know, you're staying in the woods for a longer period of time, or you're building a shelter like this, you definitely want a raised bed. Just keeps you off the ground, allows the air to flow underneath it, but it also, you know, helps your body retain that heat temperature. I've put mine near the fire, but obviously not too near. I may, depending how the smoke fares on longer term fires, I may have to build up a few more rocks here just to stop the smoke going that way. But I'll also put more rocks this side to kind of bounce the heat back towards my shelter. That's the long term plan anyway, and obviously I've got the sides to do with the shelter there. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching the camp update series. It's been a really good adventure. It's been really fun. I'm very lucky to have the permission I do have here. Obviously to have the fires and things like that. A lot of you have been asking about how do you get permissions and things like that. Really guys, you've just got to go around and ask. See if you can find who the landowner is, and then work from there. Maybe ask neighbours of the landowner and things like that. If you can then find who the landowner is and then maybe ask politely, you never know. But it's also who you know as well. You may know someone who uses woodland already, you know, and they may then put you in contact with the landowner. What I would say is obviously don't go onto private land and start doing this. It's very risky, it's illegal, you'll be trespassing. Seek all the right permissions, and obviously a lot of you have done it in kind of public woodlands and things like that, and you've had your base camps smashed up and trashed by people, which I think is ridiculous. I hate when people do that. You know, I don't think they realise the amount of time and effort that goes into these things. You can see probably by the sweat on my brow that I put a lot of effort into soaring with my little barcode Laplander. But you know what guys, it's very rewarding, and I can start to see now the long-term shelter is really coming together. Any tips I have for people going out there in the woods for the first time on your own is 100% bring a first aid kit. If you are using knives, axes, anything sharp, you must bring a first aid kit with you. And don't leave it in your bag and then go walking off. It should be on you guys, either a small one in your pocket or in your backpack if you're taking your backpack, but at least try and have it on you, you know, almost at all times, because it's so important. You never know when you're going to get an accident. The other thing I'd say is if you feel yourself getting tired when you're using tools, I do get tired of all the sawing and things like that and axe work, just stop, take a break, get some water on board. That's when the accidents happen. The moment that you know, you're just not concentrating quite, one little slip, one little glance up or glance away could be really dangerous. So be wary of that guys. Safety is paramount when you're doing this. I've said this in previous videos, but I'll say it again. I am no bushcraft expert, people. I am not a bushcraft expert. I'm not qualified in bushcraft. I'm just a bloke out here in the woods enjoying myself, and hopefully you guys are coming along on the adventure and, you know, perhaps picking up a thing or two. I'm still learning so much. There's so much to learn out there, and I'm still teaching myself, so I'm hoping to obviously pass that knowledge on as well. I think bushcraft is one of those things, you want it to be out there, you know, you want that knowledge to still be there. I hate the thought of all our ancestors, you know, they'd be sick, they'd be pig sick if they knew that we hadn't learned, you know, what they'd learned to survive. I think it's sad that we just have so much technology, you know, and we can do so much with the technology. We can put a man on the moon, but, you know, probably over half the people in this world probably wouldn't know how to start a campfire. So, you know, without matches. So I think it's really important that we pass on that knowledge. Any suggestions, guys, for my camp? I want to say it's getting towards the end, but I've actually got a big project to do to rebuild the main shelter. This secondary shelter is now actually almost my primary shelter now. I'm using it. I'll be using it more often. A lot of you have said about doing an overnighter in it. Well, now I've got a raised bed, guys. I will be doing an overnighter soon, so keep an eye out for that in the bushcraft in this camp. And I'll also be doing a bit of wild camping as well. So keep an eye out for those videos. Be sure to watch all the other camp update videos, by the way. They're all in the video description below, so check them out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Mike. Hope you enjoy the bushcraft videos I do. Start at Camp Update 1 and work yourself up. There's also a bushcraft playlist where I've done a lot more and things like that. But anyway, let me know what you guys do, what sort of bushcraft you really enjoy, what area of it you really enjoy, you know, whereabouts you practice your bushcraft. It'd be great to know a bit more about my subscribers, so comment below and just, you know, let us know if you're out there, you know, practicing a bow drill or a hand drill or even just setting up a camp like me. So it'd be great to know anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed Camp Update 8. Can't believe it's 8 already. There will certainly be some more Camp Update videos coming. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you really soon.